If you're finding that your switching options are limited on the GX100, then you might want to add an external expression pedal or a control switch to the GX100. Now I've got some different types here, and essentially they'll all plug into the control 3.4 expression 2 jack in the back of the GX100. However, they do require different cabling if you're going to be using different types of pedals. Now the first one being the regular expression pedal. Now this requires what's known as a TRS cable. So a TRS is essentially a tip, ring and sleeve, and that's noted by having two black bands on the actual cable itself. TRS is essentially a stereo cable, and what happens is it requires that for the signal path to function correctly within the GX100. So you would just connect that directly to your expression pedal and then into the back EXP2 port on the GX100. Moving on, so now we have this single switch from Boss. This is an FS5U. Now this will allow us to control a single toggling of an effect. Now we can either set it to latching, which means when we press the pedal once, it'll turn the effect on. Pressing it a second time will turn it off. Or momentary. So momentary just means that the effect will only be on while we're holding the pedal down. And you can set this within the expression pedal menu itself. You will set it either to toggle or to momentary. Now this one connects with just a single tip and sleeve cable. Just a regular mono patch cable will be fine. So you'll see that it just has the single black band on the actual cable itself. So when this is plugged into the GX100, you would set whatever effect you want to turn on or off to CTL3. Okay, so that's a single control switch. And moving on, we have this inexpensive pedal from Behringer. This is a dual switching pedal. So if this was configured with both pedals, it would become CTL3 and CTL4. So then you've got control over two separate effects with this pedal. So this is using a Y cable, which is effectively a stereo plug on one end down to two mono plugs. So you have basically a left and a right if you're using it in stereo. However, in this case, we're plugging the left side into effect CTL3, and then the other side would go into CTL4. And again, the stereo end just goes into the CTL3 for EXP2 jack on the back of the GX100. So essentially now this would allow us to toggle two different effects. And again, you've got CTL3 and CTL4 respectively. So let's jump into the pedal here, and we'll just have a quick look at configuring that. So let's use this patch as an example. So I've got a wah, boost and an octave at the start of this effects chain. So let's say we want to control one of those three functions. So let's start with the external expression pedal. So again, we're plugging into the control port and into the expression pedal. So just going in here. Now going to the control and expression menu, assign settings. So now let's scroll down to find where we've currently got the expression pedal controlling the wah. So we're simply going to change that to EXP2. And now when I exit the screen and let's go here, you can see, and now when I move the wah, you can see that it turns on and off. So that's using expression pedal 2. So now let's move on to our first latching switch. So here we have just the FS5. So again, plugging into the back port with a mono patch cable. And this time let's turn the boost on and off. So again, expression pedal menu here, assign settings, and let's scroll back up to the top. And we've currently got it set to control 3, which is correct, and it's set to booster. So now as I hit the pedal, you can see that it toggles on and off. So now let's set that to momentary. So again, going into control expression pedal, and where it says toggle here, we want to set that to moment. Exit the menu, and now you can see that it's actually on, and then it'll turn off when I press the pedal down, and that's because I have the polarity on the back here set to have the reverse function. So if I switch that over, now you can see the pedal is turned off, and now the effect is engaged when I hold the pedal down. So this has the reverse effect. Now if you didn't have a polarity switch, I'll turn that back. What you would do is go into Control, Expression, Assign Settings, and you would page across and you would switch the minimum and maximum settings. So just make that minimum on and then maximum off. We'll exit. And now you can see that it has the reverse effect. So it's off and then on when I'm holding down the pedal. So it doesn't matter whether you've got a polarity switch or not. However, you can change that within the actual menu of the expression by switching the minimum and maximum settings. Now we have this dual function pedal. So again, we're using a Y cable here, so I've got them configured to the separate pedals on the back of the switch here, and then using the stereo cable into the control switch jack. And now what we'll do is go into Control, Expression, Assign Settings, and I'll page back across. So we'll keep the Control 3, which is this first pedal here, set. We'll change that back to toggle. So we want to toggle the booster on and off. But now let's go and assign this next one. We'll make this CTL4 toggle, and we're going to make it the octave. Okay, so we'll turn the octave on and off with this pedal. So here we go. We've got both effects here assigned booster to number 1. So you can see it toggles on and off. And then the octave pedal is set to number 2. So again, toggling on and off. That's it from me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.